Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with here today with an article from PJ Media dated April 24th, and it is entitled, "The Hell It Can't Happen Here." Now, the article title is provocative enough for me to click on it, and I skimmed through it and I was like, oh, I know what they're talking about, so you should probably get the idea pretty quickly here. And it starts off with a quote from Sinclair Lewis from, I guess, a book called "It Can't Happen Here." It says, "Nonsense, nonsense," snorted Tasbro. "That couldn't happen here in America. Not possibly. We're a country of free men." The answer to that, suggested Doremus Jessup, if Mr. Falk would forgive me, is the hell it can't. Remember how casually most Americans have accepted Tammany grafting and Chicago gangs and the crookedness of so many of President Harding's appointees? Could Hitler's bunch or Windrips be worse? Not happen here. Prohibition, shooting down people just because they might be transporting liquor? No, that couldn't happen in America. Why, where in all of history has there ever been a people so ripe for a dictatorship as ours? And let's just go right into the article then, as it starts with that quote. It says, Lewis, one of my favorite fiction writers, the author of the article, not me, Jason, was also a shrewd culture commentator. He understood how fickle Americans could be and how easily we could fall into fascism if the right people came into power. It says, he was also something of a prophet. How else could he so accurately describe the future Joe Biden in 1935? And so this must be a quote from him. It says, the senator was vulgar, almost illiterate, a public liar easily detected, and his ideas almost idiotic, while his celebrated piety was that of a traveling salesman for church furniture, and his yet more celebrated humor the sly cynicism of a country store. Certainly there was nothing exhilarating in the actual words of his speeches, nor anything convincing in his philosophy. His political platforms were only wings of a windmill. As 89 years later, our nation is in shambles, and we're beginning to understand that it can happen here. So as public education has become a bastion of indoctrination, our political system seems to be irreparably broken, and the administrative state seeks to control every aspect of our lives. 30 years ago, many couldn't imagine some of the things we see happening today, and here's some examples for you. It says the political left doing whatever is necessary to get Trump and thwart an election, the American brand taking a beating, Biden weaponizing Title IX, and endangering women in locker rooms and stealing their opportunities in sports, American university campuses seething with anti-Semitism as students call for the eradication of Jews, a SWAT raid on the home of a Catholic father who opposed the Biden regime by praying in front of an abortion clinic, and an epidemic of teenagers identifying as trans or some other letter on the LGBTQ spectrum, school children being radicalized by BLM propaganda, and once vaunted media operations being outed as partisan hacks. I wonder which one that is, because that would be my favorite topic out of all of these. That was the NPR thing. I just looked at the what popped up at the bottom there, the whole NPR story. If you don't know about that, I made a few videos, maybe at least one, but might be more than that, on NPR and the situation there. I mean, click on all these links, review all this stuff if you don't believe that this stuff is happening. So, and the article just says, it just goes on and on. It says, the way forward will not be easy. The left has control of academia, I can never say that word right the first time, academia, K-12 education, and the media, to name a few, and it will take courage and fortitude to defeat them. So what can we do to stop it? Here are a few ideas. And I did a video, I think fairly recently as well, where I was like, I don't know what we can do to fix this, but I guess let's see what this says. Here's some ideas. It says, remove your kids from public school and either homeschool or find a good private school. We must protect the next generation no matter the cost. That's an excellent start. Homeschool is a good idea. So take your kids to church and teach them God's word diligently in your home so they're prepared for the fight ahead. Well, I'm Jewish, so I will not be taking my kids to church. I would take them to temple, but I think that's a very good thing to do as well. I've said a bunch of times, even in casual conversations, that I feel like something that's missing in society is God, and that's why we're seeing a lot of the stuff that we're seeing. Even though I am not religious myself, I do not go to temple. I don't have any problem with people that do, but I think that's something that's very much missing, is God in life. So this is, for goodness sake, stop striving to get your kids into Ivy League schools. They're toxic cesspools of anti-American leftism. Yeah, I would say just completely stop that as a whole. So speak up anytime you have the opportunity, whether it's at work or online. You're going to need a backup plan for if and when you get fired. Let's be prepared for more chaos. Buy guns, stock up on food, and, if possible, move as far away from major cities as you can. Yep, that's a good idea too. Move to a red state. and be a red person, not a communist, but like a red state supporter. Says, find like-minded individuals for support and encouragement. We need to reconstitute the spirit of the Tea Party before grifters took it over. Agreed. Says, pray that God will have mercy on our nation, and we don't deserve it, but he may yet grant us another chance. Yeah, again, that's not my thing, but I don't have a problem with people that do that. So support truth tellers in the media. We are constantly under attack, and nearly every single conservative outlet is feeling the financial strain of boycott, censorship, and faked fact-checking. The truth tellers are going to be on the right side of the political spectrum. Like these days, the truth does have a conservative bias. So, yep, I'd go ahead and follow like any of the sites that I've done videos on before. They're definitely going to be the ones that you want to check out because you're not going to get this from MSNBC or CNN or anything like that. It says it can indeed happen here. In the coming years, the left will demand that you agree that 2 plus 2 is 5, which they're kind of already doing. I mean, go look up Common Core math. And when you refuse to applaud the madness, they will discover who the independent people are, as Alexander Solzhenitsyn wrote in the Gulag Archipelago. Be the one who refuses to applaud. Our children and grandchildren will thank you for your courage. And then there's a thing about just supporting the website. So, yeah, I mean, these are good ideas to get, to kind of start stopping what's happening here. But I think people need to start taking this seriously. Like the normies need to wake up and see what's happening. And I think it is slowly happening that people are starting to notice these things. But I mean, it kind of needs to happen faster. Let the people who support the stuff that the administration does stay where they are. You got to stay in your blue areas and let the people that support the other things go to their areas. We'll see. We can already see that which ones are better for people, which are not the blue areas. But let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And do you think it can happen here next to President Applesauce Brains? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.